Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the cryptocurrency market today as Bitcoin is having a cup of coffee at a very key level right below 58,300 but above the monthly and weekly open. And we all know when you're having a cup of coffee at a very important level, you're just building momentum to proceed in the same direction. And so there is a potential breakout here for Bitcoin today. I want to talk about what's happening, but more importantly, notice how the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart has closed 5 daily candles in green now, and we are still having a cup of coffee at this higher range close to the major resistance of 65,000 satoshis. I want to talk about whether or not we're going to see a massive breakout for the Ethereum to US dollar price, and notice how all of this is happening today while the DXY is forming new lows, and that is causing traditional markets like the S&P 500 to see new all-time highs way and above the weekly, monthly open and the previous weekly open. There is a lot happening today. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. My name is Naeem Al-Obeidi. If you appreciate this content, remember to smash the like button. First, I want to talk about what's happening to Bitcoin. We know this is going to determine the overall market when we look at the total cryptocurrency market cap. And notice how we are having this cup of coffee at the $58,300 resistance level that we've been watching over the last month now. We know this is a very key area where we've seen much chart vibration. This was the Elon Musk pump high. And of course, right now that we're having a cup of coffee at a very key level, that typically indicates that we are trying to build momentum to proceed in the same direction. And so if we start to see hourly candles close above 58,300, in my opinion, we want to start watching for that $61,844 level, because that could be the next push up for the Bitcoin price, especially as we're starting to see the DXY come down and form new lows. And so we really want to monitor this $58,300 level right now. Of course, staying above this monthly open here at 57,700 is showing strength. And so as we start to build more momentum and hourly candles closing above that monthly open, we're coming towards that $58,300 level. And I believe we will see some volume if we start to see hourly candles close above 58,300, because we all know that's an extremely important level. It was the Elon Musk pump high. We know Tesla has already deployed 10% of their position back into the cryptocurrency market. And so this is a very important time. So we want to monitor this area. If we start coming down below 57,700, now we're coming below the monthly open. And of course, I think at this point, you have all of this confluence with these moving averages on the hourly chart where we have this weekly open sitting at 56,500. We don't want to see price action below 56,500 because that opens the door to potentially come down towards the $49,700 area. But for now, we need to address the fact that we're having a cup of coffee at a very key level, and we do have some potential market structure forming here with an inverse head and shoulder pattern, and that is right at that $58,300 level with this neckline, which would be the breakout level. And so if we were to trade this for the long side, we want to wait for that 4-hour or hourly confirmation of candles above 58,300, because that could potentially take us towards that $61,844 level, which would be about a 6% gain. And we all know that when you're coming towards an important level and then we have this market structure resistance, that the bulls are not just going to want to stop here at 61,844. And so there's also a potential we could come back above this area here that would take us towards the $64,855 level, which is the all-time high for Bitcoin. And we could potentially see new all-time highs with this move above 58,300. So this is a very key level for us right now and a very important time. But more importantly, look what's happening to the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, closing 5 daily candles in the green and staying at the upper range here near this major resistance of 65,000 satoshis. If this breaks, I believe we could see new all-time highs for the Ethereum to US dollar price, because we are also seeing strength with these bullish tails on the daily candle closes, and it looks like it wants to continue higher. Of course, we know these higher highs typically break down. However, in a breakout that's in price discovery, like what Ethereum is in right now, during the EIP 1559 launch that's coming soon, all of these fundamentals could play a part that's stronger than the TA and continue the momentum to the upside for the Ethereum US dollar price. But that's why the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart is so important in my opinion. And you can see the volume looks very different on this chart. There's way more buyers in comparison to the Ethereum US dollar chart, where we have these large spikes of sell pressure, which is why I just personally trust the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart more than the Ethereum to US dollar chart, but of course we trade the Ethereum to US dollar price. And so if we break 65,000 Satoshis, expect new highs and a continuation of price discovery for Ethereum. And when we look at targets, of course, if you guys are tuned into the Cypress channel, we will update the upside targets if we get a confirmation of that breakout. And when we look at what's happening to altcoins, notice here, the total cryptocurrency market cap right now, we do have this potential bearish divergence on the RSI with price action forming higher highs and the RSI forming a lower high. However, we are starting to see increased buy and sell pressure. And so that is very important to watch right now, because we want to see, are the bulls or bears going to win this fight? Because we are seeing an increase of buy and sell pressure. So that is extremely important. But overall, more volume is always a good thing. And so the path of least resistance when there's low volume is sideways to a little bit higher. But when there's volume, especially in a market like this where the DXY is coming down, forming new lows, that could certainly push the total cryptocurrency market cap higher. And that could affect altcoins, because others' dominance is looking extremely well, forming new all-time highs today here, coming towards that 15.50% dominance level, and Bitcoin dominance continuing to see lows here. And so that's something to watch here. And of course, if we start to see volume come in for Bitcoin dominance, we want to monitor this weekly and monthly open to potentially predict a reversal in this trend where we're starting to see all of these altcoins gain liquidity, gain market cap, and Bitcoin kind of just having a cup of coffee and sitting at that $58,300 level. If Bitcoin breaks that level, that could bring Bitcoin dominance up. So we want to monitor that. And notice here how the DXY, as we're talking about this, forming new lows right now below the previous weekly open. And the key area right now to watch is this weekly chart, because we have this 20-week moving average, and currently this weekly candle has 6 hours to close. And so the fact of the matter is we're most likely going to open the next weekly candle far and below this 20-week moving average. If we don't see an immediate push back up to that 20-week moving average to at least get the candle to touch the DXY 20-week moving average, then that could be detrimental for the US dollar price, bringing it back down to the 89.562 support level, and coming down to test an important level like that once again could lead to further downside. So we want to monitor this, and notice how this candle is just at the end of the week on Friday coming down way and below the 20-week moving average. So is this the real trend, or is this the trick, trap, and frustrate crew just bringing the market down on a Friday to just bring it right back up on Monday? It's going to be a long weekend ahead of us, but this is a very bullish close when we think about what's going to happen in the weekend for the cryptocurrency market. And that would be a very positive thing. So I think we're going to potentially see upside in the weekend because the DXY is closing down and the S&P 500 is closing with new all-time highs. I don't think that's off the table. That's certainly a puzzle piece for the weekend, because we know that's where we see the most amount of manipulation in the cryptocurrency markets as CME futures markets are closed. So it's just food for thought. We're closing the week with the S&P 500 new all-time highs, DXY reversing out of nowhere, seeing new lows. And of course, we're starting to see precious metals like gold break out now above the 20-week moving average. And we know that's typically a sign that institutions are hedging away from stocks and bonds and coming into commodities like gold, silver, platinum, palladium, oil. And so that's a very positive thing to see, because that could also affect Bitcoin to the upside. And then we all have been watching this Bitcoin to gold chart. Notice how right now we're still having that cup of coffee here at that 50-day moving average. And the same rule applies to Bitcoin sitting at that $58,300 level. The longer we have a cup of coffee at this 50-day moving average, the more strength that the price action is showing us, because we've yet to come down to test this 100-period moving average. So at this point, the monthly and weekly open are a key level here. If we start to see Bitcoin upside, that could certainly bring this price up. And this is a very important chart because it could be a predictor of the top, as it was in 2017, since we've never crossed below this 50-day moving average since the start of this crypto bull market. So looking at gold against Bitcoin, I think, is a very, very important aspect of this market. So we want to monitor this chart at the 50-day moving average. We want to know, is it going to see continuation to the upside, or is this certainly going to start falling, because we know gold is starting to come up in price. And so if Bitcoin isn't able to break out from that $58,300 level, it could affect that Bitcoin to gold chart. So a lot happening in the markets. I hope you guys appreciated this video. I certainly appreciate each and every one of you guys. I couldn't do this without you. I want to pick a winner for one of my favorite book giveaways, Principles by Ray Dalio, hardcover version. If you want to win this book, send me a message on Instagram. Let's go ahead and pick a winner. Jackson Mary, send me a message on Instagram. All right, I think that's a spam comment. Adolfo Moreno, send me a message on Instagram. I just realized I've been following you for like 3 years. It's amazing. Keep going. Thank you so much, Adolfo, for the long time loyalty here at the Snipers channel. And with that, if you want to win a book, share this video, comment below, and until next time, Snipers